What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. First things first, shout out to Dumb Down Law. Make sure you guys go over there, check out Dumb Down Law, give him a sub, check out his videos, give him a like. Today I watched, let me see, how long ago did this video drop? An hour ago as I'm recording. He dropped a video called Prosecutors Drop Brutal Response to Wes Watson's Self-Defense Claim. And then he breaks it down. He's an attorney. I'm going to give you my 2 cents. I'm going to just touch on a few of the things that he talks about. He talks about a lot of stuff. I only went, well, there's still 10 minutes left. So he's still getting into the thick of it, right? But now I have to be 100% honest. The DA's job is to make the defendant look the worst he or she possibly can. The defense's job is to try to make their client look the best that they can. Wes is making it very easy for the DA and very hard for his own defense. I think it was a week ago that Wes's attorneys filed to try to have the whole thing thrown out, right? And remember, this isn't a civil case right here. But this gives you a very good glimpse into what is going to be what's going to be used in the criminal case. I have my notes here. So the state is saying that Wes Watson is entitled to no self-defense, no argument for self. I mean, they're going to argue for it, but that there's no grounds for it because Wes Watson, on many occasions and on various platforms, issued the date, the time, and the place that he would be if anyone wanted to fight him. They're saying that this wasn't the victim wasn't some random attacker. He was actually accepting a challenge. So that's what the state is going to argue. Well, I got to see. Yeah, we're just going to say the state. It's actually not the state. I got to stop. I'm getting the terms mixed up. It's actually the plaintiff's counsel, right? But this is exactly what the DA is going to do. Same arguments the DA is going to use. But there are some very, very damning things in this. It says not once did the victim strike Wes, but Wes struck him a bunch of times. That him and somebody else, and what's written in there, they're talking about Rob, right? That they backed him into a corner and then just beat the dog shit out of him. And that final kick that Wes did is going to be a problem for him. Now, we already know all that because of the video. Where Wes is going to have a problem, and I want to read, I think I wrote it right here. Wes defendant has a long history of abuse towards women and minorities. Wes is on video in that incident using a racial slur. He's also on video with his stream with Jack Doherty, and he's issuing racial slurs. When something is on social media, it's forever. It doesn't go away. And Wes has done a lot of stuff on camera that is going to hurt him. That speaks to his character. I don't see how, in defense of himself, I don't see how Wes doesn't take the stand. And if he does, he's going to get eaten up. There's no question. Another thing that's very, very, very dangerous for Wes Watson is it's being alleged by plaintiff's counsel that Wes Watson has, they said he is a member of a very, very, very serious prison organization. Wes was never a member. Wes isn't cut from the type of cloth that them dudes are cut from. Those dudes are no joke, right? And the problem for Wes is, I remember when he did the stream with Jack Doherty and the Island Boy, and the Island Boy asked him straight up if he was a part of that, and Wes didn't say no. And anyone who's been around those people, anyone who's been in a California prison system, anybody who's been in the feds knows you never allow anybody to think you're allowing them to think that you're a part of something that you're not, especially something that dangerous. That right there, it's not even, I'm not even talking about the case in itself. I'm talking about his well-being behind the walls. That's on paper now. And it's on paper because it was allowed to be in the air. It wasn't nipped in the bud. He didn't affirmatively, or however you, whatever, he didn't say like, nah, I ain't a part of that. He could have said I was under that, but he left it open for interpretation. Bad move. I think that everything that's said in this lawsuit, this civil suit, as far as by the plaintiff's counsel, is what the DA is going to use. I believe the same argument, and in both the criminal and the civil cases, Wes's big mouth and his need to do things on camera are going to put him away for a long time and cost him a lot of money. Again, go over to Dumb Down Law and listen to his breakdown. You know, he's doing it from the legal standpoint. I'm doing it from the ex-convict standpoint. Wes is in some trouble. This doesn't help him. Everybody has cell phones now behind the walls. Everybody's seen this. He's already not liked. You know, look at everybody that I've ever met in prison and on the streets who really was someone who was very dangerous. They treated everyone with respect. They didn't disrespect you because they knew what they were willing to do to you if you disrespected them. So they would treat you with respect so that you treat them the same way. Wes Watson is not a tough guy. He's not a killer. Wes Watson is a character that he made up in his own mind. And so he bullies people that can be bullied. When you look back at that stream where Wes was out at that restaurant with Jack Doherty and Rob and the other people, he got into it with Rob. Said the wrong things. Rob grabbed the knife. It's on camera. And what did Wes say the next day? Rob's a real one. Yeah, you couldn't push Rob. Rob was willing to pull up wherever. I've always said I think he's the most dangerous one out of that whole crew. But back to this civil matter. Wes Watson is going to part with some money. I wish Dumb Down Law would break it down. Wes has always bragged about all his stuff is in an S corp and he's not going to lose anything. And I wish Dumb Down Law would talk about that. Maybe he's not aware that Wes has always bragged about that. But these civil litigation attorneys don't take a case that's a loser. They take cases where they know there's money involved. And with Wes, there could be a good amount of money involved. We'll find out. Once his financials get... I know how it is. I filed a lawsuit. Some of you already know about it. It was twisted into some big old thing that it wasn't. But I got into the financials of the doctors that worked in Pelican Bay State Prison, and that's when I found out they were making $1,200 a day, how many inmates they had to see per day, all that. So when it comes to Wes Watson, once his financials come out, we're going to see what he's really worth, and he's going to lose a chunk of it. Whatever he's got, this is bad. That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.